Another year has come and gone, and it is now time for my anticipated reads for 2026. I feel like this year went by extremely quickly. I now have more time to read because I am on... What? I'm gonna sue Apple because this is ridiculous. How is my iPad on 3% when I've had it powered off? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my anticipated reads for 2026. Most of these are actually on my physical TBR because they're just books that I've had on my bookshelves for a really long time, or I've just put them on my bookshelves recently and haven't been able to read them this year. So they've been put into next year because I hope that I can read them. I think, how many new releases? 1, 2, 3. I only have 5 releases for next year on my anticipated reads. These are books that have mainly piqued my interest or are books from authors that I've already read and I'm just excited to read more of their books. I have collected 26 books for 2026. Would it count if I did like honorable mentions? I will say I do have a mix of genres, but a lot of them are just fantasy. I'm just going to jump right into it or else I'm going to be rambling for too long. We're going to start with the new releases first for next year, and then we'll go into, my physical TBR. The first one is A Vow and Vengeance, and that comes out the 13th of January. This was on Goodreads, like top 100 releases for next year. It actually piqued my interest. I do like the cover. The cover's not on Goodreads right now, but I did see it before. I do like the cover. I think the cover looks very nice. The next book, which comes out the 24th of Feb, is called Cleopatra. I did see that this author wrote a series that came out, I think this year, or maybe it was 2024. I think I've seen a little bit on the books. I've seen it in the bookstores a lot, and like my gaze just kind of goes to it. And I don't know if that's like a sign to buy the books and to try them. I don't know. But she does have a new book coming out, like I said, called Cleopatra. I think the cover looks gorgeous. You know my name, but you do not know me. I do know your name. I don't know anything about you because I never met you. You were dead before I was born. So this is Cleopatra essentially telling her story and being like, all these people that wrote about me, not true. I think that'll be very interesting. It's historical. Obviously, mythology. It's an adult one. I will definitely be giving that a read when it comes out. I am so excited for this next one. This has been spoken about quite a bit by like the fandom, and the author kind of spoke about it as well. I'm not happy what she said about it, but I think she's done something a little bit different to what she was going to do. I really hope so. The next book, which comes out the 30th of June, and that is the 3rd Six of Crows book, and it is A Darker Shore, Letters from Ketterdam. I don't think this is based on the actual Crows characters. I think this is based on other people, but Kaz Brekker is still in it. I think that would be 64 pages. No. What do you mean? She better not be like, people want another Six of Crows book. Here we go. 64 pages or something else. But it does say Letters from Ketterdam. So I think it's going to be written as letters, not like an actual proper full-on story, I guess. But we will see. If it is actually only 64 pages, I don't know what I'm gonna think. I do really love Lee Bardugo, and I do love the Six of Crows duology. So either way, I am very excited to at least read something that is still in Ketterdam and has one of my favorite characters from Six of Crows, which is Kaz. The 4th book that is on my anticipated reads is The Someday Garden by Ashley Poston. I love Ashley Poston. I've read The 7-Year Slip and I've read A Novel Love Story. I need to buy her new book, which is like a music one, and I've heard that has been really, really good. I absolutely love The 7-Year Slip. It is one of my favorite books. I love how she adds like little magical elements to her books. It's so fun to read and I love them, and there's always like a romance, or it's like about women, I guess, and them finding themselves, which I really love. But she has a new book coming out the 16th of June. Did I put that the wrong way? This says the 16th of June, but then when I looked at it, it said the 1st of July. Okay, it's given me 3 different days, so I don't know. There's the 16th of June, the 23rd of June, and the 1st of July. I could probably look at QBD or something, because I will have the book there. I think that's where I got the date from. 6 months, 7 days. Okay, so it does come out the 1st of July at QBD. So I think I'm just gonna go based off that, because I know I'm gonna buy it from there anyways. I'm gonna assume there's a garden in this. It's kind of giving, what's that one with the garden? But I actually don't remember much from that movie. I think it'll be interesting. Magical realism. That's what she has in her books, magical realism. So I'm very excited to read yet another one of Ashley Poston's books. The last book that is coming out next year, and I'm so excited for. I cannot wait, and this is the last book in this series. It's a comic book, but that is Heartstopper 6. I have read every other one and have loved all of them, and I've also watched the show multiple times, and I love the cast. I think they're all amazing. I'm just very excited for the 6th one. Do I want to search up what it's about? Well, you know, getting it halfway through the year, I would have liked it more towards the start of the year, but you know, there's nothing about it. It just says it's the 5th and final installment into the Heartstopper series. So I'm very excited. I'm excited for the movie, and I say that kind of like a question because I don't know why it's a movie and I don't know why it's not like with the rest of the series. I still get Heartstopper and I still get Charlie and Nick, so that is fine with me. Okay, now we're gonna get into the physical books that I have. I'm going to finally do it, and if I don't do it, you guys can hold me accountable for it. I'm going to finally read after having this on my TBR for 4 years. I'm gonna do it, because if I don't, it's just gonna sit there for the rest of its life. And I have been really wanting to pick it up. I am possibly gonna do a reading vlog on this duology, maybe with the little novella with it. Is it really like a novella? There's like a prequel that just came out this year for it, and I don't know if I should read that first or read this one first and then go into that. They tell you to read like the main one that came out first and then you read the prequel or the sequel. I don't know, there's like so much that goes on. I'm gonna have to like research into it, but I finally am going to pick this up. Like I said, if I don't read it in 2026, you guys can hold me accountable, okay? The next book that I do want to read for next year just came out, so last month I think it came out, maybe the month before, I don't know. I've been trying to get my hands on it and I never can, because either they don't stock it in stores or online, or they do have it in stores and I just don't get there in time. But that is The Isle in the Silver Sea. I read The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri, and I really loved her writing. I just didn't finish the book. I got halfway through and maybe it just wasn't the time to read it, but I will at some point go back into it because I do have it marked on my Kindle, because I did buy it on my Kindle. But I do want to read more of her books, so I am going to read this one. This is her other sapphic book. There's a knight and a witch. That's literally all I read. I just read a knight and a witch because I knew there was a knight in there, because obviously that. But like, look at this cover. Is this not like the most beautiful cover you have ever seen in your entire life? Another book that involves knights that also did come out this year, and I've seen people rave about it, but also at the same time, there's not a lot of people that talk about it, and I want to read it. I think those two covers are my top covers for this year, if I had to like rank book covers, but that is The Second Death of Locke. All I know for this one is that the FMC is a knight, and she has a childhood friend who obviously becomes a love interest, but I think she has like this power or something that she gives to him to have powers or something like that. I don't know. Again, look at this cover. This is not beautiful. I think I'm just getting like the really thick books out of the way, if I'm gonna be honest. The 9th book that I want to read for next year, I have heard nothing but amazing things about it, and the 2nd book did come out, and even though I haven't read the first one, I did buy the 2nd one, only because it was signed and I knew that I had to buy it, and luckily I did, because everywhere else that I've been to bookstores have not had it signed. So I was like, I hit the jackpot. But that is The Will of the Many This is also another book that if I do not read next year, you guys can yell at me for it. I just really want to be able to support more Australian authors, and so I love that he's Australian. I am very excited to read this. Will I make a reading vlog on this book and the second one? Maybe. If you guys want it, let me know. I will make a reading vlog on these books. Something that I think all fantasy books should have, and I love that James Islington does have it in the back of this book, is a glossary on names, how to pronounce them, and what things mean. I just realized I opened it on acknowledgements, but as you can tell, if you can see, there are a whole bunch of names. How do I pronounce it? Let me go to the back of this book and it will tell me. Because the amount of times that I pronounce something one way, I see people pronounce it another way, and then I see more people pronounce it also another way. It's really annoying. I think this one's just like a little bit longer. This is 700 pages. This is a little bit over. I'm so happy that I have it signed. Does this also have the glossary? It does! That is the standard, to have that in the back of a fantasy book. The 10th book is of an author that I really want to get into. She has a lot of books and I did not know where to start until this lovely human being made a whole video on this author and kind of where to start. And so I think I'm going to start a little bit light with this author. I did buy the book, and that is Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. The amount of hype that T. Kingfisher has, where was the hype for this author like a year ago? Because I swear I'm seeing a lot more hype now, and people are like, oh my god, I've loved this author for years, and I'm like, why has no one suggested T. Kingfisher to me until recently? So I am gonna start with Sword Heart, and I know that she has different kinds of books. She has light, cozy fantasy reads, and then she has more dark, gritty fantasy books. So I am gonna start with this first, and then I'm gonna read the other ones. I know she has a book called Nettle and Bone that I do have on my TBR/wish list, and I do want to get to at some point, but I feel like this would be the perfect start and introduction to T. Kingfisher. The next book that I do want to read next year is a book that I think I saw when I first got back into reading, and there was some hype for it, and then it just went down, and now there's hype again for it, and that is Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. Look how gorgeous this cover is. I think this is absolutely stunning. I just thought it was time to pick this book up. I had this book on my wish list since it came out in 2021. I was like, I need to read it, I need to pick it up. I did get this book in my like big book buy video. If you haven't seen that video, you should go watch it. I think it's pretty good, but this is one of the books that I bought and I just want to read it next year. So I'm hoping that I can get to it like a lot of these other books. The next book is The Floating World by Axio. I think that's how I say it. This author was suggested to me by Carrie Can Read, and she has raved about this author, especially this book. I saw that it was published and really wanted to get it, and so as you can tell, I bought it. I know the second book just came out recently. That cover is also pretty gorgeous, so I do want to have the books together. This is also another author that I really want to get into and try and read. There's like a lot of books that I have not read from a lot of authors, so I'm branching out to a lot of authors that I haven't read for next year, so I think that is pretty good. I'm gonna be so brutally honest. I saw an aesthetic for this book. I added it to my wish list and then I bought it. It's also in my book buy video. I did see aesthetics for it, and so I bought it. And then now I've seen a lot of people talking about it, and I'm like, I swear to God, I buy these books and people are like, oh my God, yes, I love this book. And I'm like, where were you guys recommending me these books so long ago? But that is The Phoenix King. I'm gonna keep saying it, but I love this cover. I think it is very gorgeous. I know nothing about this book. This is supposed to be a trilogy, as it says right here that it's supposed to be a trilogy, so I think the second book came out this year, I'm pretty sure. I'm excited to pick this up at some point and give it a go. Next book is a book that I actually bought last year, and I can't believe I'm saying that I bought it like a year ago, because last year I was in New York and I bought this in New York because they don't have this book here. Perfect excuse to go to Barnes & Noble and buy books, but that is Sweet Pea. This book was made into a TV show last year, I want to say. I think it was last year, maybe no, it wasn't 2023. The show stars the actor Ella Purnell, who is also Jinx in Arcane and is one of the characters in Yellow Jackets. I don't know her name because I've only watched like 2 episodes of Yellow Jackets, but I actually really did enjoy the show. Ella Purnell said herself that the book is quite different to the show. Of course, I'm gonna have to read the book. Why not? I want to know what changed. I want to know what's different. I am excited to read this book and I hope I do enjoy it. I really do. There's also other books as well, so I do want to try and get my hands on them if I can. The next book is of an Australian author that I actually saw. She did a interview at Dimmicks. I think it was in Sydney. I saw that she came out with a debut novel and really wanted to buy it because it also sounded very interesting. And that is Of Flame and Fury. Look at this cover, it has a beautiful phoenix on it. Essentially, from what I know, this is about phoenix racing. I think that'll be very interesting to see. Yeah, I don't know if this is like a romance or anything. I just know this phoenix racing and this phoenix looks absolutely gorgeous. I kind of want to read it now. The next book is Hot Wax. I read If We Were Villains, I think that is, yes, a couple of years ago. I don't know if it was the right time to read it, but I didn't enjoy the story. Don't hate me. I feel like I need to do another reread of it. Maybe it's just not my kind of style of book, but I do want to give Amal Rio another chance, and this one sounds interesting. I actually don't know anything. I thought I did, but I don't. All I know is that there's like this mystery aspect and there's like this band, and I think one of the members dies. I don't want to read too much of it, but that's like all I've heard. That will be very intriguing. This one I did get today, but I have seen, mainly because I looked at the sprayed edges and the cover and I was like, there's dragons, so of course I'm gonna read it. And that is A Language of Dragons. Look at this cover and look at the sprayed edges. Is that not beautiful? And the back as well also has a dragon. Is there like a, so I love when it's a hardcover and instead of having something blank under the dust jacket, there's actually a design, and I feel like that should be like the requirement. If you're gonna do hardcovers, there needs to be something under the dust jacket. Look at this. Oh my god, look at it. I'm not gonna read what it's about, but hey, it has dragons and I love dragons. This person knows how to do it. I did see there was a second book that came out and it also has sprayed edges. I am very excited to read this book. The next book I don't actually have physically because it's on my Kindle. All I know about the book is that there is this FMC who time travels to see her mum, and then the MMC is a vampire, and that's called Marking Time. I did see one TikTok on it. I don't know if it was by the author or someone that's read the book. I did immediately buy the first book and do want to read at some point, so I'm very excited for that. But I just saw a woman time traveling and then the love interest is a vampire, and I'm like intrigued. I do want to venture into books that don't have much of romance in it, especially books with no romance, because I do love my romance in books, especially when it's just a subplot. I love those kind of books. In fantasy, of course, because you know, if the romance is a subplot in a romance book, it doesn't really make sense. I feel like I need to venture into books that don't have any and actually focus more on the story instead of having those romance kind of aspects. And one of those books, that is Jade City. I think this is supposed to be like a mafia fantasy, and I've just heard people rave about this book and the trilogy, and I've had this on my shelf for about 3 years now. So yes, I think this is a book that I do need to get to in 2026, and if I don't, you can yell at me because this has been sitting on my shelf for way too long. The next book that I do want to read, I did get today, and as well. So I got 2 books for Christmas, and that is The Raven Scholar. She is thick. I have a lot of thick books on my TBR, and I feel like I need to stop being so scared to read thick books, especially as a slow reader, because I could be missing out on so much. I'm pretty sure this is set in a school, like a university thing, I think. I am very intrigued to read it. This does say #1, so there are more books coming out. Should I be scared? Probably. I have not read this series, especially as a kid, because I was a big Harry Potter and Narnia kind of girl, and so these books never really intrigued me, but I do want to get to them, and that is Percy Jackson. I know the 2nd season just came out and the new episode comes out tonight. I have never read the Percy Jackson books, so I feel like this would be a really good time. I know there's a lot of other books that are outside of the main Percy Jackson. It's like all set in the same universe, which is a lot, but I'm just gonna start with these ones and see how I go with them. I kind of have to speed run through everything now because my camera's at 7%. I don't want to have to charge it. Next book that I want to read, I have seen so much on and I just have not picked it up. I feel like 2026 will be the year that I pick it up, fingers crossed. But that is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I know she has another book called The Night and the Moth, which I did buy on my Kindle. I just haven't read it still. So I am hopefully going to get to this book / trilogy at some point, or maybe I'll get to Night and the Moth before it, but I do want to read this one first. This one I do really want to get to, but at the same time it's like if I don't get to it, I don't get to it, but I would love to read it, and that is Renegades, which I've had on my TBR for such a long time. This book is supposed to be the FMC is the villain and the MMC is a superhero. Miraculous Ladybug? I don't know. But the MMC is named Adrian. So the people are like, Miraculous Ladybug. Because you know, also he's a superhero. But I do want to get more into like dystopian fantasy kind of books. Here, all my dystopian books. And out of all these, I've only read The Hunger Games. These ones at the back don't count because they're not dystopian, but I really want to try and read this book / trilogy because there are 2 other books. We're going away from fantasy for just this one and going into romance because I have heard people rave about this series. I haven't picked them up, mainly because I haven't really wanted to read much of romance as well as sports romance. They are thick books for romances, so I'm like, how serious is it? I don't know. But I do want to get to the Windy City series. As you can tell, I do not have the first book, mainly because I've heard horrible things about it, especially with the MMC, and I'm just not vibing with that. So I'm not going to pick it up unless someone says otherwise and can convince me to read it. I will not be picking it up, so I'm starting from the 2nd book and then going into the 3rd and then the rest. So I picked up The Right Move and caught up. I've heard this one is like everyone's favorite, as well as the new one, which is like the red cover. We will see if I'm in my romance era again, if I want to read them. I do like the covers. I like the colors of it. I think it looks really nice. I'm assuming this is baseball, and then this one is basketball. Right, I'm gonna go into a depressing book, and that is The Poppy War. Yeah, I did try to pick this book up this year. I probably only read the first page and then I just put it down because I was like, I don't know if I'm in the mood to read it or if I just want heartbreak right now. I do want to get to this book at some point. This feels like a August, September kind of book, maybe. Yeah, I feel like I really need to get to this trilogy, especially I need to read my first R.F. Kuang book. Hopefully at some point I can get to that book. The last book that I have, and that is Silver Cloak. Like, look at that. Whoa. So I think this is like a mystery kind of thing because there's a detective kind of thing going on. I am very intrigued by this and hope that I can get to it next year. I kind of sped through those books and didn't give too much on them, mainly because I don't know what a lot of these books are about, as I've said multiple times in the video. I think my goal for next year is to read like 15 to 20 books, which is going to be like the same as this year. We're going to see how that goes, and I hope to get to quite a few of these. That is all for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you'd like to let me know some of your anticipated reads for 2026, leave them in the comments below. But anyways, I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas if you celebrate Christmas, and I hope everyone has a happy New Year's. I really don't know what I'm saying, but anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!